just so you know, I brought this out as there's this version, and there's 7 other versions that preceded this one, and that's the beauty. And I wanted to use that as a metaphor for our lives and for the process of transforming. That there's no finished copy the first time. I heard somebody say recently, and I liked it a lot, so I remembered it, but I forgot conveniently who said it. But anything worth doing is worth doing poorly first. And we are so afraid of failure in our culture. But if we were really afraid of failure, none of us would know how to ride a bike, tie our shoes, or even walk, because as kids, we just got up and we fell down and we got up and we fell down, and eventually we figured it out, and many of us can still walk and still ride a bicycle. So tonight we're going to talk about the 90-day challenge, and I want to teach you guys a way to literally install in your unconscious mind goals, or what you want, so that they become, what's the word I was using? Inevitable. And do we have anybody on the chat? It says I'm live, says I'm going out. I don't know how I would know if I'm not. I'm going to just click that. Well, I don't see anybody. We had a lot of people last week. But see, that's the beauty. In the past, that would upset me. And I'd go, oh, there's proof no one wants to hear my music. Right? But that's not true. So I'm not going to lie to myself anymore. I'm still learning, I'm still learning how to do this and how to promote it. And so we'll see where it goes. In the meantime, I have the video, and it will at least be a link back to my website. So we always find one of the things, and that's one of the teaching tools, is that whatever happens, we find a way to use whatever happens and to reinterpret it as a win. I wanted to share a little bit about what my transformation challenge is going to be, so you guys could kind of model it, and in your own life, in your own way, whether you pick a bunch of things or just one thing. I was talking to my dad on the phone today, and he's got a health issue, and he's going to work on that. So that's going to be his focus. I've got a bunch of different areas. My first area is Transformation Tuesday, and I'm kind of clearing in my mind what is what. So seeking source is the channel. Transformation Tuesday is the program. So seeking source is going to be kind of my spiritual but not religious thing. And the idea is that it's going to become a music sanctuary. Sanctuary. We got it.
Music major, not
sanctuary.
A-R-Y.
Sanctuary.
A-R-Y.
A-R-Y.
Fine. Got it. Music sanctuary. Place for music, okay? But music that is spiritual but not religious. Someone recently said to me, yeah, do you listen to Christian music?
No.
I'm like, no, because it's too Christian. And I consider myself an admirer of Jesus. I just don't like being beat over the head with it. And for me, I like finding different ways to talk about the divine or spirit or even God with other words, like universe. And for me, it's just more creative and more interesting. But the music should still be good, right? So it's going to be the music sanctuary for rogue mystics, seekers of source, modern Jedis,
Oh, Lord.
and the spiritual but not religious, which is the largest growing denomination in the world. All over the world, people are going, what do I need this for when I can just access the divine here by looking around and going, this is amazing. I was just listening to a Louis C.K. comedian HBO special from 2013. And he, in a comedy special, made a point of, have you realized that it's amazing to be here? You know, it's amazing to be here. Just look around. We're on this tiny little planet in the middle of nothing for millions of gazillions of miles. And like, it's warm sometimes and cool. It's like, it's a great place, you know, and I thought it was really appropriate that we need to be considering this on a cultural level, that this is amazing, this is a gift, and it doesn't last forever. In the vastness of eternity, the five of us somehow here in this room have crossed paths out of the millions of other possibilities, of the gazillions, billions of possibilities in the vastness of all eternity. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, just think about that. So I want to create a place, a community that has all the good stuff that a church has, but none of the yucky stuff that a church has, like committee meetings. I don't like committee meetings.
Sometimes they're necessary.
Yeah, sometimes they're necessary, but I'm an entrepreneur. And one of the things I like is like, oh, let's try something and go and doing it instead of having to vote on stuff and have a meeting and all this kind of stuff. I just want to try stuff. And so for me, my 90-day challenge is I kind of figured out in the last challenge that this is something I love doing, combining my music, my message, and my method. Where I'm eventually going to do that, I don't know. I could end up traveling all over the world and doing it, or I kind of like the idea of growing a community of people who are A, fun to hang out with, and who are B, willing to work on their stuff and leave the victim leave the victim mentality behind, or at least work together on it, because we all have it, and it's a cultural overlay for all of us. And it's the most empowering thing that ever happened to me was I opened this book at a friend's house, Carlos Castaneda, The Fire from Within, I think it was one of his books, and it just hit me. He was talking about the energy it takes to think like a victim all the time. And I was like, oh my God, I am one of the biggest victim thinkers I've ever met. And so I've spent the last 35 years working on that, still not there. I could go victim with the best of them. However, I can catch myself. And the idea is that if you really want to use this gift of being here in the vastness of eternity, let's do what we really want to do, because we're all going to die. You know, so like, what's the problem? If you have an idea, try it out. If it doesn't work, try something else. It's not something that should tear us down or wipe us out. So for me, the Transformation Tuesday, and I have a bunch of different things with that I want to find a place to meet. That's not my living room, but but this is perfect for now, because I want a space that's small enough so that if there's 5 to 10 people in the beginning as we build this, that it feels full, that it feels like there's that energy of an audience rather than 10 people in a huge, vast space that then feels empty. And I want a place where the seating is comfortable. I want a place where there's air conditioning and where it's quiet. You know, because other places I've played, the air conditioning is noisy. So there's no criticism about that. It's just, I want a place that's really conducive to connection and good acoustics, where good music can happen. And I have a dream band that I'm kind of building in my mind. And I want to eventually have enough people so that we can support some other musicians coming in, so I can pay them and respect their gifts, and so I can collaborate with some of the phenomenal musicians that I work with in the recording studio. I'd like to bring Gene Moore in and Joe Monona. I'd like to bring Brian Mellick back. I'd like to have Joy Adler join us, and other people who are maybe on tour coming through, like Bob Sima or Janice Stanfield, or some of these other people that I've been connecting with who are also making the same kind of genre of music, of positive spiritual music. So that's my main goal for this 90-day challenge, is to begin to develop this, to begin to figure out the online streaming thing so that people aren't shut out of the room, so that I have 10, 20, 30, I can have an unlimited number of people on this new platform. I can have 1,000 people. And to me, that's like, I want to reach out locally and I want to reach out globally. And I want to make a difference with these ideas, with these songs, blah, blah, blah. So that's one of my goals. And I have very specific targets. We're going to be talking about how to make specific goals so that you can actually see if you're making progress or not, right? And if you're not, it's not a failure. It's like, okay, well, what would work? That's all. It's just, how do you know you're off if you're not measuring, right? Another area that I'm working on is my body. And for a lot of us, the body is the place we need to start, because if we're not feeling good, if we're not healthy, then all the other stuff is difficult, right? Or not possible. And we want to take care of our body. So I've been on a real good 4-year journey of improving my physical health, my physical strength. I've lost a bunch of weight, and I'm at this point. My goal is a simple one. I was trying to see my abs, but I was like, I don't really care. But I do want to make some progress towards that. So I'm currently at 18% body fat, and I would like to get down to 15 or 16% would be nice. And that would then, because that's something I can measure, right? I have a little scale that tells what my body fat percentage is. And I'm kind of hoping it's wrong and that it's much lower than it is, but I don't think so. So I've been doing this very specific kind of slow burn resistance training. And whereas I was doing like one a day, now I'm taking 15 minutes a couple of times, sometimes 3 times a day, to do a really full slow burn workout. And the whole, in my, it's not just about the food, I introduced the idea of the slow burn. There are a couple of brilliant researchers who have discovered that if you take a weight and instead of doing this, which is, you'll see guys in the gym, they kind of, they're moving. But if you do it slowly, and the slower you do it, the more of a workout you're going to get. You cannot hurt yourself this way. That was always something, I've had some shoulder issues. And it's like every time I went to the gym, I would do something to my shoulders and then I would end up not doing it. And so this whole slow burn idea is to really fully work the body, but to do it with perhaps a lighter weight and move slower. So it would work even, I want an exercise program that I can do until I'm 100, And when I get to 100, I'm like, screw it, I'm not going to exercise anymore. I'm going to relax. Whatever. But my dad's 89. He introduced me to this, and he still swims, several times a week, and he's doing about a 15-minute full body slow burn workout every week, and he is noticing that he is gaining strength, so that's kind of exciting. So that's one area that I'm going to be working in, and I'll be sharing with you guys, some of the ideas with that as we go through, and I'll be also adding to my It's Not Just About the Food course. So what else do we got? I got a lot of other stuff I'm working on. I made a whole list of this and I was going to send it out. I think I put it on the website, but I don't remember. But what I wanted to do is to demonstrate for you guys this goal. I'm going to put this goal in my timeline, and I'm going to ask you guys to help me, because gathering your energy and your intention with mine would add that much more shazam and shazook to it. So I've just got to see if I can remember what my third challenge is. Oh, I'm still working in the studio with Joe Monona on a number of new songs, and my Life in Song project. and this is the Life and Song project, is kind of a long-term project that I'm trying to preserve all the songs that I've never recorded. And there's still quite a few of them that I've just never recorded, and I'm going to record them on video, and then the ones that are really ones I really like, then I'll go into the studio and have them arranged with Joe Monona, and then we'll continue to release new songs every month. So the people who are on my special almost everyday email list will get the first crack at any new songs and stuff like that. So those are some goals. So one of the things we want to do with our goals is to have something that is, I'm just going to erase all of that.